Here we have the main idea question for this passage that is a little bit more apparent. It's just asking, what is a purpose of both of the passages? So we already have our highlights here. We can reread them briskly and go, Charles Darwin is a sterling example of someone who understood the essential tension in science between commitment to the well-established theories and explanations that constitute the scientific status quo and willingness to explore and accept new and sometimes strange ideas. It is this tension that underlies the understanding of the history of science as a series of paradigm shifts, in which a set of ideas and theories becomes well-established and widely accepted over time, only to be quickly overturned and replaced by a radically new set of ideas and theories. Three characteristics of Darwin's intellect and personality mark him as a scientist who found the right balance in this essential tension, a balance that helped him accomplish a major paradigm shift. Scientists need to exhibit at least three modes of thought: curious, creative, and critical. A and T have been curious in examining strange patterns found in their early observations. They have been creative in trying to devise an interpretation of their results, and they have been critical of their own work by seeking new observations and encouraging others to make independent observations. However, the astrophysics community has, by and large, applied only the critical mode of thought to the same problem. There have been some attempts to reproduce A and T's results with mixed success, but the general attitude has been it cannot happen, therefore it does not happen, instead of the more open, if it does happen, it can happen. Now, if this is the first time you've engaged with this passage just viewing this video, you might be thinking to yourself, how am I supposed to answer the question without reading the whole passage? Well, if you'd read the whole passage up front, you would have highlighted these sentences, and these sentences should be enough to glean the big picture primary purpose without reading all the details. So let's go and cross-check question 8's answer choices against the highlights that we just read. So starting out, to illustrate how conservative the scientific community is in the face of new ideas. Well, we're not concerned with the scientific community really as anything except as a foil against these innovators of A and T and Darwin. So we can highlight choice A for that and eliminate that answer choice. Then we've got to warn scientists that advancing radical new theories may put their careers at risk. Wow, that is extreme and certainly not supported by our highlights that we just read. So we can eliminate choice B. To point out the necessity of openness to new ideas in the practice of science. Well, that seems really reasonable. I'm going to go ahead and select that right now. But then choice D, to defend noteworthy scientists against their critics. Well, we're not literally defending A and T and Darwin explicitly against the critics, especially not in passage A. So we can eliminate choice D for that. And then to illustrate what is meant by a paradigm shift, this is a relatively craven attempt at just getting you to grab an answer choice with a phrase that you recognize. So we can eliminate choice E, and we'd be able to get this more classical primary purpose question correct in a science dual passage without, again, getting bogged down in the details.